Hello and welcome to my channel. Well, this video is a little bit different than what I usually post. It is not about cycling, it is not about drones, but if you're into YouTube to any extent, you probably noticed that you could tell the difference between very professional YouTube videos and the ones that are more amateur, like my own. Now, you'll notice that when I move around like this, footage gets shaky. There is a remedy for that. It's called a gimbal. Yeah, I'm in the market for one. I'm right now actually shopping around for a solution that will be usable with all my cameras. But for right now, in the meantime, there's an idea that came to me today. Well, I've watched some other YouTubers that have built their own gimbal using PVC pipe, some screws, and a counterweight. It's good stuff. It seems to work fine. Not as perfectly as a 3-axis gimbal with the motorized and computerized, but it still works reasonably well. Now, I was looking for a way to build my own also, but I was looking for a simple solution that I can do with very few parts that are working well, and I think I have come up with an idea that probably work really well. Now, you know what this is, right? It's a caster. You usually you put it under something. You'd have like 4 of them, and you can push your toolbox around or whatever it is. But the beautiful thing about this is you've got the wheel that spins. Well, that's one axle right there. And I just realized that this is riveted in place. I can't undo it, but that's not a big deal for me. But see, because it swivels, you have another axle here. Now this is 2 axles. 2-axis axles. It's a 2-axis mechanism. And I think I can mount the camera on there somehow. I only have an idea. I don't have a clue really how this is going to turn out, but it's going to be fun. Let's try this, and then we're going to compare the selfie stick on its own and the footage with the gimbal. And then you know if, by the way, I bought I bought hardware for about $30 Canadian, 27 something. And if this works, then I will have, or this video will be your ticket to a 2-axis gimbal for less than $30. So there you go. So the width of my camera is about 7/8 of an inch. I gotta flatten 7/8 of an inch of this wheel, so I can mount a platform on there that'll accept my camera. That is the plan. Okay, I marked a line here. I did that on both sides by clamping the wheel, well, with this bottom in the vise, and then assuming the vise is fairly straight, I marked a pencil line on each side. After I align it with this, about an inch. Now I have to try and cut it with the hacksaw. It's not 100%, but we can work on it with the file. I'm going to call this good, because the next step is going to be to make a platform so that I can put the camera on there and it's going to be solid. See, I found this. This is an old level. I broke this once, and I think that's good solid plastic stuff. that should be suitable to mount the camera on it. So I'm gonna recycle this, you know, use pieces of this to build my gimbal. I gotta get rid of this. Yeah, that's one of the things that got me thinking twice about using this, but I still will. Now I just gotta make sure that it's nice and smooth on the surface. Yeah, we'll call this good enough. So now I can attach this to the camera via this hole and a 1/4-inch screw. See where this is going? Gimbal. Now we're going to put the camera on there and see what happens. Hello, it's George here. So this is the continuation. Well, I showed you the beginning of how I was transforming a caster into something else, into a gimbal. Now, I didn't show you the whole process, and there's a reason for it, because look around me. It is white. It is, yeah, there's snow everywhere here, and it's kind of wet even where I'm sitting. But the finished product is here. See, I got a weight on the bottom. This, what's holding it, it's basically a tensioner for a clothesline. It's got one side has a reverse thread, but that's not important here. The counterweight at the bottom is from an electric motor from an old kitchen fan, and so is my handle. See, there's the rotor from that motor. Anyways, it's the main part of my gimbal is the weight and the caster. See, you can already tell that the orange platform there, it's staying it's staying pretty stable no matter what I do with the handle. So the camera that I'm filming with right now, that is the one that's also going to go on there. So I'm going to put that on there and we're going to try this out. Now, how did I do this? You've seen the most of it. This one here, I just took out the winding and then I made a hole so that the hook can fit a little better. See how it's fit in there? That's all. And for this one, I just drilled one hole from the side and the other one right through where the shaft was with a little counter nut. It's my handle. It's not really heavy, but with the camera on there, maybe it is. I don't know, it's going to be fun. Well, let's try it out. Alright, this camera is now stabilized with a mechanical homemade gimbal. That's pretty awesome. I mean, it's moving. Is it trying to tilt forward? Yeah, maybe a little bit.